Hello, my name's Chesna, and this is Anna, and today we're going to talk to you about proteins and enzymes in this module. So the thought question for this whole module is, why do fresh pineapples hurt your tongue after eating them? If any of you have had fresh pineapple and have eaten the pineapples, you might have noticed that your tongue tingles a little bit after. So we hope you can learn the answer by doing this module. So what are proteins? Proteins are molecules that are required for the structure, function, and regulation of different parts of your body, including the tissues and organs. And proteins are made up of amino acids. There are 20 different types of amino acids, and with different combinations and lengths, you can make different proteins needed for your body. Now, some examples of proteins. One, you have hemoglobin, and that's found in your red blood cells, and that carries oxygen from the lungs to the body's tissues, and that's an example of a functional protein. Then you have insulin, which is made in the pancreas, and it helps regulate your blood sugar levels, so that's an example of regulation. And if you know anyone with diabetes, they can't make insulin, so they can't regulate their blood sugar levels. And then you have collagen, and that's found in your bones, muscles, and blood, and it helps with healthy joints and skin stretchiness. So if you see that picture down at the right, you can see the before having collagen injections, they have like wrinkles on their face, but after having the collagen injections, their skin appears with less wrinkles and it's more stretchy. So that's an example of a structural protein. Now, what are enzymes? Enzymes are a type of protein that can help speed up how quickly a reaction can happen. And this allows the reactions to take place more efficiently and lowers how much energy is needed. So some examples of enzymes, an example is lactase. Lactase breaks down the lactose in milk, and that's a sugar found in milk in the intestine. And with lactase, if you're lactose intolerant, you don't have as much of this lactase enzyme. So that can cause like stomach aches, which is why people who are lactose intolerant don't drink milk, because they don't have much of this enzyme. Now, a second example of an enzyme is a protease, and that helps to break down other proteins. So if you had a protein, the protease would just chop it up into little pieces. Now, it's important to know that protein structure affects protein function. So if you don't have the correct protein structure, it will disrupt the function of the protein. So denaturation is the process of breaking bonds within a protein, which disrupts its structure. And some things that can cause denaturation are changes in pH, exposure to acids, changes in temperature, using mechanical force, or chemical changes. Now, some examples of denaturation that you might have seen, when you cook an egg, you're using heat, and that's causing the protein in eggs to be denatured. So that's an example of using heat to denature the proteins in eggs. Then with curdling milk, you're using lemon juice, which is a low pH. So it's an acidic condition, and that's causing the milk to form curdles. And then lastly, with whipping cream, you're using mechanical force to whip air into the heavy whipping cream, and that causes it to be whipped and change the structure of the protein. And now we're gonna go over to Anna, and she's going to show you how to do the experiment.
Hi everybody! So today we're going to go through what you're going to do for your experiment in this module. First, we're going to cover what you should have gotten in your pack from Upward Bound. So there's going to be a box of Jell-O, a little cup of meat tenderizer, some pineapple juice, and also pineapples. And you should have 4 cups, each with lids. They're little condiment cups. Now you're also going to need for this some things from around your house to make the Jell-O. You're going to need a cup to hold your water and heat it, a spoon, and some way to measure out the water. In this case, we're just going to use a dollar store measuring cup. So, first thing you're going to want to do is you want to go to the sink and measure out your water. So you're going to need a cup of water at first. You're going to put it into your heat-safe cup, and then you're going to heat it up so it's near boiling. All right, so once you have your hot water, you're gonna get whatever you're gonna use to be mixing in. You can use a bowl or you can just use the same cup, your choice. And you're gonna pour your hot water into your mixing vessel. And then you're gonna get your Jell-O powder out. And this you can just pour in there and then you're gonna stir it around until it mixes together completely. The instructions on the Jell-O packet say about 2 minutes, but just as long as it's fully incorporated, you should be fine. Okay, so while your Jell-O is still hot and you have a little bit of time, you're gonna go ahead and label all of the lids to your little condiment cups. So your first one's gonna be your control. So you can label it as control or water, because that's just what we're gonna put on it. And then your next one is gonna be the pineapple juice. Label as such. Your third is going to be meat tenderizer. And then your last one is an extra for you. So you can go ahead and pick something in your household that you think might do something weird to the Jell-O. This could be lemon juice, tomato juice, whatever you want to do. Alright, once you've done that, you can go ahead and get your cups all lined up and you can start pouring out your Jell-O. Wait, I forgot a step. We're going to have to add the cold water. And that's just going to help it solidify a little bit faster once we get it into the fridge. Alright. Now you're probably going to have a little bit extra, or a lot of it. And so what you can do here is, since this is in fact just Jell-O, you can go ahead and put it in any of your cups or Tupperware at home. You can go ahead and eat it later. Alright, now that you have your 4 that you actually want, you can just go ahead and stick these in the refrigerator for 2 to 4 hours, and when you come back they should be solidified, and we're going to go on to the next step in the experiment. Alright? So once your Jell-O is all set and solidified, you're going to go ahead with the actual experiment part of this. And you're going to need your water, your pineapple juice, your meat tenderizer, and then whatever other item you chose for your 4th Jell-O. And all you're going to do here simply is just go ahead and pour on each of your materials onto their labeled Jell-O. Alright, now it's going to take a little bit for this to do anything, so you can go ahead and look at them for a second, and then you can probably leave them for anywhere between an hour to 2 hours, and then come back and look and see what happened.